Hey everybody, Sandy here, aka Montolio, and we are back for another Vintage League, and I'm playing Jund HogaakVine again. Had some success with this deck a couple weeks ago, put it down to try some different things, and am contemplating potentially playing this today in the Vintage Challenge, so we'll see how we do. Duress. Well, that's a big old bricko, but that means that I'm playing against combo, which is probably not where I want to be, particularly on the draw. Is likely Doomsday. So let's hope that our Bazaar is really good to us. Strip mine. We will use that next turn. I think we have to get our engine going here. We unfortunately could not animate the Vengevine this turn, which would have been significant, but perhaps next turn we can do so. Oh, yes, we can. What am I talking about? I got a hollow one here. Oops. So this is what we needed to happen to have a chance here, like against combo. I don't know how confident my opponent is at Doomsday, but we will see. Days, yep. Okay, I don't mind that, to be honest. Yeah, we're losing a little bit of value next turn, but that's okay because hopefully they cannot go off this turn, and we do have a strip mine. That's a possibility. Okay, fetch land. All right. Well, hopefully we can find a regular land now to be able to cast a Stitcher Supplier would be nice. And we did. I think we can ditch Hogaak here. Get our Bloodghast back. Yes. We're going to fetch. I think I like the red source. Maybe I get a red and black here. That seems right. I feel like Stitcher Supplier is just the better card here. All right, let's see what we hit off our Stitcher here. Should be able to get Hogaak into play. Coming in for a lot of damage here, 9 damage. My opponent will lose 1 for their fetch, so Street Wraith should be turned off. Go down to 5. Oh, maybe not. And they kind of have to go for it here because, I don't know, that looks like a pretty big board coming at them. So it's just a matter of do they have Dark Ritual into Doomsday. And it is always nice to be able to steal a game 1 against Doomsday. Putting you on the play in game 3 is very important. And if this is, I'm not familiar with this player. I have not checked their stats on MTG Goldfish, but if you are not familiar with the Vintage metagame, even though you know how to play Doomsday, it can put you into some trouble because, of course, you're not sure what type of hands you can get away with and what you can't because you just don't know how the opposing deck is going to be deployed at you. So they do have the ritual. Geez, that's a funny looking ritual. There's the Doomsday. Of note, they did not fetch. So that means that their ability to win is going to be that much less. And this will shut off Deathrite the way they did this. Because this is going to put them to 3, and then they're fetched down to 2. Not Deathrite, excuse me, Street Wraith. I believe that is how it works. They should have definitely fetched pre, but maybe they're concerned about the life total. But I'm not sure. I guess if they have a Lotus in hand or a Mox, it could be different. Doomsday certainly has the ability to win with 1 land, but it's not easy to do. My opponent only has 3 cards in hand as well. So let's see. And not to say they can't put a land in their pile, but that shuffles their pile, so maybe it's just enough. Okay, they definitely cannot fetch now. Yeah, we won. Yeah, so my opponent made a mistake there. So against Doomsday, they quite often are focused on Leyline of the Void and Tabernacle, and Tabernacle is not as good against me. We may want to Boseiju here. We'll come back to that after. Because it's Leyline, typically I am not as focused on the graveyard strategy. And the Boseiju also helps us cast Collector Roof. I do like late Chalice because shutting off a Lotus later in the game can be important. Like they also sometimes side into Murktide, and having Pyroblast is good there. The only change I did make to this list at No Props list is I did add a 3rd Pyroblast instead of the 2nd Alpine Moon. Pyroblast just seems like a pretty good card in this deck, and it's what you want to be doing. So, and of course we are vulnerable to combo, so I like this deck's ability to do that. What else do we want to cut here? We need to make 3 cuts. I feel like Deathrite is not at its best in this particular matchup. I might be crazy doing that, but the truth of the matter is Deathrite is a slow card, and I don't usually use it as ramp in this type of a deck. This hand doesn't look great, but it's got some tools, and I do like keeping 7, so I'm going to keep. My opponent has mulliganed. Like, I'm hoping they have a Leyline of the Void hand. Yeah, put 2 of them in. I think I'm going to Once Upon a Time before they have Days online. If they want to force this, I'm super happy with that. I'll take a hollow one. Gonna play a Deathrite out here. Don't think it matters too much because I have another fetch to get the other colors I wish. The reason I'm doing this is twofold. One, I may want to play Collector Roof next turn depending on what they do. Number 2, I'm playing around Tabernacle to the best of my ability here. Like from a pressure perspective, I think there was a reasonable argument to try and get the holo one out last turn off of the Bazaar. Oh, they only kept a one lander. Well, play around days for the holo one here. Can't do anything with the death right here because they do not have a land in their yard yet. We'll just get in for one. Every damage matters, as you saw last game. Them being down at one life, shut off their fetch land. And next turn, well, I was going to say next turn, we can Wasteland and play Collector Roof. Vampiric, okay. So that's unfortunate. Let's see if this is just an Ancestral, or did they get the Lotus and are going to try and go for the kill. Yeah. So there was no way we could have done that outside of us actually playing a land, non-Bazaar, and casting the Collector Roof. Like, I don't... Three. Well, Dark Ritual, okay. Doomsday. I guess, do they have a draw spell in their hand? That's what this comes down to. And of course, we certainly can die if they do. Pretty nice. I was feeling like we were in this game, but that's what combo does. But once again, they have one land. What can they do with it? Now, difference is they have open mana this time. But only 2 cards in hand. They seem to be putting their pile together very quickly, so. Yep, they do have it. Okay. Ancestral Lotus, yeah, we're just dead. Yep. Lotus. See if they stacked their pile correctly, and they did. Okay. This is like HogaakVine's worst matchup by 100 miles is this match for sure. I think I like the way I'm configured here. Yep, fantastic. The Chalice should be big game here, making them play fair. So they do have the ley lines. Let's just find some hollow ones here. We did not find a hollow one, unfortunately, but we did find a Basking Root Walla. To be honest, I think I'm more interested in the foothills here. Let's see what we can find here. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of Hogaak, I'm going to get rid of the Root Walla, and I think I'm going to get rid of the... Actually, I don't need the second Bazaar. There is some world where we can eventually cast a Benjamin. And we'll throw the Chalice down. They might force this. This is a... Yeah, this is an important spell. They pitched a Daze. Okay. Not feeling too good about this. I was really... Oh my goodness gracious. Really? Just Doomsday right off the start and kill me? Oh, wow. Okay. Just going to get an Ancestral here. Going to cantrip into the Ancestral. Yeah. It's a good way of doing it. I'm probably going to have to Bazaar again here. We'll see what we draw off the top. Like, I certainly would hold open a Pyroblast if I was given the opportunity. Okay, time walk. Wow, can they actually win here? That would be really impressive from 5 cards. Turn 1. Not bad. Let's see. They may not feel the pressure here. Like, if they can't kill me, of course, they've got 1 card in their hand, so it has to be a cantrip or a street wraith to be able to make the pile work. And of course, I do die if they do have that, but if they don't, it's not the end of the world. They may be looking at it because they're only facing down 1 power here. So there's a chance I may get to untap and wasteland them, which would be give me some time to perhaps try and set this game match up. There's lots of ways that they can even kill me in the following turn, even with no land. But let's see. Let's just try and untap first. They did have it. Okay. But they don't have a way. I guess they can street wraith and I don't know. So they didn't. So they have 4 cards on their stack. We are going to get an opportunity to wasteland them here. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to have enough time to sort this out here. But let's see. Like if they put a land in their pile and just drew the land last turn, then they play their land, they draw ancestral for the turn, play their land like ancestral themselves, we just die. So I think, if they stacked it correctly and anticipated that they could get wastelanded, they should be able to win reasonably easy through what I'm trying to do here. But if they did not do that and did not find another land and they need to wait to draw the Lotus, it buys me at least another turn depending on how they stack the Lotus. And there is a world where we can find our way out of this. Like if we find a hollow one this turn, it's pretty decent, and we did. So I'm going to take them off of days. I don't think they have a days here, but we're going to do that anyways. And hollow one does set up for next turn if they didn't stack correctly. So this is gone. I don't think I need vigor here. It's likely to be irrelevant. What if they play the Lotus though and pass? Like Deathrite doesn't seem to matter here, but I need that to pitch if I'm keeping the vigor. Okay. Let's see. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Like if my opponent does not have the experience level in our format to identify that they could get wastelanded out here with their stack, then they may have built their pile suboptimally, allowing me to untap and potentially kill them next turn. Now, as you can see, my opponent is at 7 life. I'm only hitting for 5. I would need to find a Mox off the top or a Lotus of my own to kill them. If that was a Blazing Root Wall, I'd be okay. So this is what's happened. So we have a chance if we can find a Mox here. Or a Pyroblast. Hogaak is not it. Let's see what we can do. We didn't find any of the things we need. That is unfortunate. So, I mean, we're probably dead here, but once again, if they were reliant on the land and the Lotus is in the bottom two, thinking they were going to draw it, they didn't find it. Wow. All right, so we're going to get there. That's kind of crazy. I'm going to pump in case something crazy happens here. I don't know. All right. Well, we were dead there. My opponent just didn't do it right, but they put up a good fight for sure, and we got really lucky. But hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you guys for round two.